Hi everyone, welcome to the Dice Tower. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be taking a look at this very thin, very large game called Set and Match. I'm going to show you how to play it, and you're going to get an idea immediately whether this game looks fun to you or whether it doesn't. I'm not sure I could convince you otherwise based on how this game looks that it plays, but I'll give you my thoughts afterwards still. This is the setup for a game of set and match. Game, set, match. The player, one player will start with the tennis ball on their side and serve behind the starting line here on one side of the dividing line. I'm going to show you the simplified rules first, then I'll go into the real rules, the advanced or the regular rules. Players are going to start by serving, and they're going to try and serve into the opponent's service box. This game has a lot of tennis rules in it, so you must serve across diagonally and land within the square here. So, hey, that's a good serve. That will get me one rally point. Rally points are tracked here, and this is a bit of a tug of war that will be moving towards either side until somebody scores a point. The other player is going to then try to return it and get it into a higher number spot to move this rally marker further over. They do this. As in real tennis, if something is on the line or within, or just touching the line even if just barely, this still counts. So this will move the rally marker 3 spaces my direction. As a return shot, I'll go ahead and do this. Not bad. That gives me 2. And this will go so on and so forth. This giving the other player 2. I'll go ahead and do that for 1. And then this player is going to try and clench it. That's on the line, so that'll be 2. Bam! That is a point for this player here. And then you can keep track of points over here, and then the player will serve on the alternating side, so on and so forth, until, in the simplified rules, a player reaches 12 points. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Now, in the more advanced rules, play is going to be broken down into you will earn points, and then once someone wins points, they will then get to win a game. So there'll be more of these markers here showing how many points a player has earned, and once a player has won enough points, the points track will reset, and that player will have won a game. And then the next time that player wins a game, it'll advance here, boop, 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 and then if they win a third game, they have won a set. And apparently you can play up to 3 sets or so. The other little derivations with the advanced rule set are that there are ways that you can ace a serve if you hit the ball such that the black dot sits within this ace area. That is an automatic point for the server. And the alternate sides, and then ooh, another ace. Other alternate rules is if you shoot across the diagonal of the line, in addition to getting whatever you would normally get, in this case 0, but if you hit across this line, you'll get a +1 on your rally point tracker here, and if the opponent responds by going across the line as well, then they will get a bonus 1 plus wherever the ball landed. There's also advanced rules, wherein if on the initial serve you get a +1 rally point for your hit, and if you are able to serve such that it gets into this 2-point box here, you will advance this rally track 1 extra space and the 2 over here into the point, but that's not an ace, therefore the opponent is going to start here, so even though you landed in the point area, it's not actually a point. The opponent has to try to hit it back, and then you can win. So there's a lot of tennis rules. There's also specific rules for what happens if a serve doesn't cross the line. When is it a let and when is it not? You automatically lose a point if you hit it completely out of bounds in the game. If it's on the line, it's in. If it's out, it's not. That gives a point to the other player. But you could also play this doubles and use doubles rules, meaning that you also use these extra strips on the side, just like in real tennis. And so this would be in, and then this here would be out. So that's the explanation, for the most part, of set and match. So that's how you play set and match. I don't think I could ever convince someone that looked at this and said, that doesn't look fun, that it actually is fun. The game, there's not a lot to the game. It's tennis. It's tennis, the flicking game, right? Now here's one of my issues with it, is that the simplified rules are fine, but there's also still a decent amount of rules that you got to go through. The rulebook is not that difficult. It's just 2 pages, front and back in English. But there's like multiple pages of diagrams that it refers to, but it's in a weird spot. The rulebook is not well laid out. The rulebook is not complete, I would say. There's definitely holes in the logic of how it explains things. The simplified rules are just flick back and forth. Hooray, right? First to 12 points. But you got to explain how service works in tennis. You have to go to the opposite side box. You have 2 chances. If you miss your 2 chances, then then you just put it in the 0 area of the opponent's service box, then play continues from there. There's strange little like rules and exceptions and stuff. Also, the game is fun. I want to get that across here, right? The game is fun, but it's hidden behind those holes in that rule book, right? Like, what is a let? I have to look up what that means in tennis in order to actually understand what that is in the context of this game, right? There's little problems where it uses tennis-y terms and it doesn't define them for the lay person. Now, that being said, I enjoy tennis enough, I guess, right? And I know some of the terminology. So I found this to be a really simple, silly little flicking game. And it's fun. And I found myself having lots of fun with it. And in fact, that little demonstration, I was surprised how well it worked in the rules example of, some kind of good little back and forth. I like that tug of war. That's a smart representation of the pressure that's being applied in a tennis match. Shooting to an area that's harder for your opponent to return to. That's why those different areas are worth the different numbers, and why crossing the midpoint is more, because you're making your opponent run more. They're more likely to miss or to hit back incorrectly. Now, that being said, the game's not exciting. This is where the game falls short for me. The game is fun. I have fun playing it. I'm okay at teaching it. There's, like I said, rules that you do have to explain. And I have fun whenever I play it. But at no point is there like a stand-up moment. Sometimes there's a neat shot and you say, wow, that was good. Okay, then we reset, and then we flick again. Oh, you flick straight out of bounds. The game doesn't maintain excitement the way that other flicking games do, and that's because you have a single tennis ball. You have a single entity out on the board. It's just not inherently exciting. Whereas games even like Crokinole, which is viewed more as like a dry, very serious kind of flicking game, it leads to some cool moments. You flick something, it bounces off something, you knock it out, you bounce it into, you ricochet it off of what you expect it to, you get it in a good area. That feels neat. And also that there's temporariness to that. You just landed a great shot, but your opponent might knock it out and it might, smatter into a bunch of other things. It kind of has that billiards effect where you can break things out. This is you're bouncing a ball back and forth. It's all right. If you find the video game Pong really exciting, this is almost more like a Pong replicator. And I'm not saying that Pong isn't fun, but is it exciting? And I'm not dissing people that like Pong. That's a good question for you. Pong is great, but it's also limited in what it can accomplish, and therefore set and match is also limited in how much fun and excitement it can have, but it is fun. Ultimately, with the rulebook issues and all that stuff, I'm going to give this one a 5.5. I can't recommend it because it's difficult to get into. It's prohibitive in the sense that you need to know actual tennis rules to play it. It should be more simple. The simplified rules should be first. Say, hey, this is the simplified rules. Here's everything you need to know. If you want to play the advanced variant, then go to the next page. Instead, it lays out all of the advanced rules. It has mixed in within it beginner little tidbit rules and even advanced tidbit rules. And then in the back it says, and these are the simplified rules. But you have to have read the full rules to actually understand basic concepts like serving and returning and stuff. So anyway, set and match. I said what I have to say about it. 5.5, it's okay. And if you see it for cheap somewhere, I think that you would maybe enjoy it. But as I said earlier, if you looked at this and said, that looks fun, I bet you'll have fun. If you looked at this and said, pass, then pass. Anyway, my name is Chris. Thank you for coming by the Dice Tower. Have a great day.